A picture of a sea of protesters right in front of Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. That was a very large group just a short time ago. There's the scene right there in front of Trump Tower. That's on the right side of your screen. Again, largely peaceful. Actually, from this vantage point, totally peaceful. On the left side of your screen, those protesters are still kneeling and seated there in Seattle, Washington. The Episcopal Diocese of Washington, D.C., strongly objected to the president's photo op at that church on Monday night. This is how the Bishop of Washington, the Right Reverend Marianne Budd, this is how she described to me this morning, Michael.
Making a highly charged, emotional speech to the nation where he threatened military force. His officials cleared peaceful protests with tear gas and horses and walked onto the courtyard of St. John's Church and held up a Bible as if it were a prop or an extension of his military and authoritarian position, and stood in front of our building as if it were a backdrop for his agenda.
Despite criticism from religious leaders, the president holding what appeared to be pretty much another photo op today at a shrine for Pope John Paul II, a move that earned him a rebuke from the Catholic Archbishop Wilton Gregory of Washington. Archbishop Gregory saying, quote, "I find it baffling and reprehensible that any Catholic facility would allow itself to be so egregiously misused and manipulated in a fashion that violates our religious principles." So in the span of 24 hours, rebukes from a number of religious leaders, Michael Steele, but yet the president still enjoys, at least at last check, still enjoys a good chunk of evangelical support. How can that be?
Well, that has been a question of the ages at this point, because those folks who profess all of this, this Christian purity and this nihilism, have hitched up to a guy who doesn't reflect any of that. It baffles a lot of us Christians who some of these folks are and how they get there. I stand with Archbishop Wilton Gregory, and it is baffling, and it is not just something that's disturbing, but it is something that is problematic. And to have the president, as was noted, wielding this Bible around on church property as a government official, it is the height of authoritarian action, the galling nature of it all, and then to not care, Craig, to not care. And you know why? Because this is good for those folks who actually, they see this authoritarianism as strength. They think it's a good thing. But heed this word, until it turns on you. Until it turns on you. And then what do? You can't fall back on the Constitution at that point. You can't fall back on these folks who are out here protesting under the Constitution, exercising their civil liberties. You can't fall back on that. When you cede that ground to Donald Trump, it's gone, baby. So you got to think about these things. They do matter. There's a reason why this country was framed the way it is. Yeah, we got problems. And that's what these protests are about. But we don't throw out our liberties, and we don't abuse the privilege that our Constitution gives us, the right.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me.